Guys, Ashley here. Before I start this out, I want to mention something. Every good artist needs their hands when they are drawing and writing. It's always important to use your hands. And first of all, since I am making a video on this, I cannot use my hand unfortunately because I got into an accident. It's been like this for a couple of weeks now, even before our first speech. Um, so I will not be using my hand, but I still want to do some other explanations to get a little creative maybe instead of not sketching. I still can, I can still tell you what you need, and I want to show you guys some things that I have made in my past every time I was bored, because sometimes good artists are bored and they want to doodle around. I like to doodle around as well, so I'm going to show you guys that along the video. So one of the first things that you need is a sketch pad. Every good artist needs a good sketch pad. It's important to do that. The next thing you need are HB pencils. Very important. You always got to make sure you have your pencils have a fine tip and they're pointy so they draw straight lines. It's important. The next thing you need is a sharpener. I usually like to use an electric sharpener, but unfortunately I don't have one, so I went ahead and bought a sharpener. So I have that. The next thing you need is a Sharpie pen with fine point, obviously. Usually I used to use Sharpies. I like to bleed through the sheet of the paper at the back of the paper, but I don't use those anymore. Now I use the kind of pens I don't bleed through the sheets. It's important that they do not bleed through the sheets because then if you're going to draw on the other side of it, then it's going to get all mixed up. So this is something you need. And one more thing that you need is a pencil sketch set. Gives you a better sharpener, first of all. Gives you better HB pencils. There's charcoal and there's graphite. Those are the kind of pencils that you need as well. And these are the rest of your tools. You have an art skill eraser and another thing as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and explain the next thing. The one thing I like to do is connecting the dots. I like to use this kind of book because I like to think of it as sketching as well. Because if there's one thing that I noticed how they go by numbers. I don't necessarily find it cheating, but I think it's interesting because I find that these books are creating the images for you because when you were an artist, you have to think beforehand what you want to draw or an object, or you can look at something online. Maybe you can go by hand and look back and forth from your eye. That's what I used to do sometimes. Like I still kind of do, but not all the time. I still do create my own stuff. That's why I am majoring in graphic design. So anyway, when I am doing connecting my dot books, I like to go over it in pencil, and then I use my Sharpie pen and go over it. I've done this before, weeks before I got my hand messed up. So I did that, and then after that, when I'm done, I like to shade inside with HB pencils, which I really like to do. So that's something I like to do a lot. A lot of things that like that always help me. Another thing that I like to do is floral stuff, like mandalas, flowers, and everything. I like to color inside of these pretty much, like these, like that blue flower. I like to outline inside a lot and shade it in. Some of this is colored as well, as you can see. I find these things very calming and relaxing. It kind of helps me with anxiety. All of this I have colored. Sometimes what I do is I like to tear up the pages and I bend the image, I bend the picture of what I colored, and I get inside of my scissor and I cut out the part that I outlined in the color. And that's something I like to do as well. I like to hang out those little things on my wall, sometimes in my room. Another thing I want to show you are some things I drew. Like, I like to think outside the box sometimes, so I like bubble letters. I'm a little simple and basic, so I do that. Or just write little things, draw little things like floral stuff. like this and everything. Mandalas are my favorite. I absolutely love them. They're fun. This is something I really enjoy. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not the only artist in the house. My sisters are as well, and they're amazing. My sister has made portraits from painting. Sometimes you can use acrylic paints and also by sketching. Um, overall, I'm sorry about this mishap here about my hand. I really wish I could have done something, but this is something I still wanted to talk about because it's a passion of mine. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So please let me know what you think. I try to get creative as possible as I could. I still found it interesting that I was still able to show my pictures I have done. But I think that kind of helped a little bit. But thank you guys for watching, and I hope you liked it.